one of the things that Pastor Nicolas has pointed out is that you sort of need that passion to then translate into something. What's very clear with all three of you is that it starts with this spark, an idea, something negative, something, whether it's the 9/11 or whether you didn't get the grant or you see the war and then it shifts something. But when we were deliberating this prize in the jury, one of the things we talked a lot about is there are lots of people who are passionate about something, and they become these kind of lone rangers, individual heroes. The thing that struck us about all of you is that you actually figured out how to make that into something else, a collective effort, an action, a movement. Can you talk a little bit about that relationship between passion turning into strategy that actually makes a result happen?
So, my films, I simply began to think about films when I'd made a few of them as not just cinema. I thought about films as a vehicle for change. And the very first time that happened was when I was in the Philippines and I was doing a film in 2006 about access to contraceptives for women and how the Christian government was basically holding back contraceptives for women because they just felt that inception was at that time. And when I made that film, activists started using that film to lobby the local government to provide more contraceptives to women, showing what happens when poor women don't have access to contraceptives. And it got me thinking that my film, I made a film for television, but that film was not simply a film, it could actually change the way something was happening. And that's the very first time I thought, if I was going to do film, then it was going to be films that was about social justice, that was going to move the needle forward, that was going to be about difficult issues.
In my case, if I just look at myself from the outside, so, well, this is a guy that stands up and says what everyone thinks but no one says. And a part of that also has to do with my Spanish background. So, Spaniards are notorious for being passionate. We may not be the most intelligent people in sometimes with our actions. We are the people that run in front of the bulls. But that also.
But then you have the American side, right?
Yeah, that sort of doesn't make me particularly fear standing in a room full of critics and telling them that they're wrong. And so that part, I think, it was there, and that pushed me into this position. And then the other factor, in my case, had to do with the fact that I recruited people to work on this, and we were extremely democratic and also where no one took credit. So when we had to write papers about it, we were signing the papers alphabetically in the order of the last names. And also when the brain
initiative...
Pretty
radical, no?
Well, I thought that that's the right thing to do. We're doing something for the community, so this is just for the community. It's not for any one of us. In fact, when the brain initiative started, every one of the people who got it started withdrew so that there was no conflict of interest. That money wasn't for us. It was there for the community. And to this day, I haven't received any funding from the Brain Initiative. So I'm probably the only person in my field that has enough money from this program that we started. And I think that's very important. You want to recruit people to your cause, to, I think, honestly show that this is not about you, this is about the cause. And that I think made it, I would say, more attractive for people that they saw that this is for real. No?
La passion peut nous attirer le succès.
Passion can get us success.
Mais une passion non maîtrisée, non contrôlée peut aussi amener au débordement.
But a passion that is not controlled could also lead us to things overflowing in not so
Nous avons connu des cas dans la société
We have seen cases in society
où, en voulant combattre l'injustice, les gens ont fait appel à l'insurrection.
So, where people wanted to fight against injustice, they called for insurrection.
La passion peut nous conduire à à rechercher notre propre personnalité.
Passion could lead us to search for our own personality,
Et ça fait de nous une vedette
and that makes us a star
au lieu d'être un instrument pour la société.
instead of being a tool in service of society.
C'est là où je m'efforce à veiller à ma passion
And this is where I force myself to take care and control my passion,
pour pratiquer la vision que Dieu m'a donnée dans l'humilité.
to practice the vision that God gave me
Et je
while
me-
being humble.
Et je me dis que je ne suis pas incontournable. Il y a d'autres personnes que Dieu peut utiliser outre que moi.
And then I say to myself that I'm not irreplaceable and there are other people that God could put forth instead of me.
Je veux dire que notre passion doit avoir des objectifs.
This is to say that our passion needs to have goals.
Et pour le cas qui me concerne en tant que leader religieux, ma passion m'amène à lutter pour la justice sociale,
And in my case, as a religious leader, my passion leads me for social justice, to struggle for social justice,
pour rassembler les Centrafricains autour d'un idéal qui est la paix pour tous,
to assemble and get together all citizens of Central Africa for one goal, which is peace for everyone,